Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. I want to talk about Sui a little bit. One of my favorite new projects. I missed out on this yesterday, and I kind of rumored, this was a rumor before, and I kind of talked about it, but one of the co-founders and the chief product officer said this yesterday. Sui bought this company called Parabolicly, which is all about creating digital things, okay? Like cards, for example. So yesterday he put out a video how they're going to be working with some of the biggest brands out there, like Pokemon, for example, right? And they will bring millions and millions of users to Sui, right? With digital collectibles. So you put two and two together, they are working on something huge. Quite possibly, maybe trading cards, maybe like we had NBA Top Shots before, or maybe just random packs, or I don't know, just collectible things, from Pokemon or other major brands coming on top of Sui. This is pretty major. This is a big, big deal. Not only that, I talked about how they partnered with Adidas. Same thing. 2,600 mystery box NFTs, right? Playable, tradable, ownable. So, working with a lot of brands. Fantastic. And their TVL is going up by leaps and bounds right now. Over $2 billion in TVL. So, one of the big chains out there, obviously, by market cap and by TVL. So, very good for them. Now, another one that's similar to them, that's also making a lot of traction, is Say. Say is proposing a shift to EVM. So Say, a lot of you guys don't know, or maybe you do, because we'll get to something that a lot of you guys heard of. Say has come out of Cosmos, okay? And Cosmos overall hasn't been all that popular. And they know that too. So they're trying to move from their operating system, which is called CosmWasm. It's a really stupid name, if you ask me. But they're moving to EVM, and they're voting on it. Most likely it's going to be voted upon, because obviously they want to move to EVM and Solidity and get all the Ethereum developers and code base and everything else, right? So this will be big for them. And why some of you guys may have heard of them before is because the Trump-linked project, World Liberty Financial, who used to only load up on ETH-based projects, decided to load up on Say not too long ago. Maybe they knew something. Maybe they knew they were going to shift to EVM. But nevertheless, yeah, they are backing them as well, right? There's something there. And I think Say also brought on Eric Trump as advisor, if I remember that correctly. So anyways, they're doing good. And their TVL is also exploding. Daily addresses, daily transactions, right? They're moving in the right direction. So and they had a pretty good day as well. So another major one. And here's another one. Yesterday I covered RWA. RWA is going to be a big thing going forward, right? Right now it's about treasuries. Ondo is like the biggest project. Yesterday, you guys watched, I talked about Ondo. Centerfuge is another one. But you have major chains like Arbitrum, L2 for Ethereum. They're getting in the game. They have $11 million grant, okay, to incentivize projects to come in to work on RWA, especially, tokenizing U.S. treasuries. Coinbase is also partnering with Riot Games to expand crypto into esports. Even though Web3 games have not done well this cycle, doesn't mean that will be forever. And plus, this is more into Web 2 games. Eventually, we will have a game that'll figure it out, kind of like Off the Grid, where it's catered to Web 2 people, but it has Web 3 elements, and then we finally pull in millions of Web 2 people into Web 3 space. Off the Grid is probably the only game that has the best chance of doing that, but they haven't really moved them into the Web 3 space. But Coinbase is getting ready for that. We'll see. We'll see. And then what else? I saw, obviously, besides everything, I saw Sui doing well. So I did see this chart. Makes a lot of sense. You know, look at the number of accounts within Sui's ecosystem since February started skyrocketing. This is a number of accounts, basically just number of people that are using the dApps within the ecosystem, and it's been skyrocketing since March, and that's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Well, another sector is that RWA space. Okay, look at this. $2 trillion in demand for U.S. Treasuries, although U.S. Treasury right now, not so hot as a lot of countries are dumping. But still, we'll get through that. Robinhood is going to allow U.S. securities trading in Europe. Okay, as you can see, the demand is there. And crypto, RWA, allows that. That's why you have someone like Ondo that allows tokenized treasuries, tokenized stocks to be traded worldwide. Look at the TVL going up by leaps and bounds, over $1 billion. Probably one of the most well-known out there, but they're not alone. Here's another one, relatively small, new, Centerfuge, in the same space, RWA, tokenized assets, tokenized securities, tokenized treasuries, right? Up and coming project in the same space. So there are many RWA projects out there that are fantastic and in the space. That's why crypto is so exciting. Okay. Besides chains, besides memes, besides DePIN, DeFi, AI, there's also RWA. There's so many exciting things happening in the space, guys. Hopefully you guys are staying strong, staying focused, and staying in the game, most importantly.